Fans loved Counting Cars for its roaring engines, wild builds, and unforgettable personalities. But behind the shine were hidden struggles, heartbreaks, and shocking twists that pushed 10 beloved cast members off the screen forever. Today, we're diving deep into the real stories behind the Counting Cars crew, revealing what truly happened to the members who disappeared, stepped away, or faced life-changing battles when the cameras stopped rolling. Mike Henry, better known as Horny Mike, was the spark plug of the shop, the guy whose wild helmets, crazy imagination, and fearless creativity made every episode feel unpredictable and alive. But what fans didn't always see was how heavy the workload became behind the scenes. Mike was the guy who could turn a blank metal surface into pure art, but the pressure to always deliver something impossible weighed on him year after year. As deadlines tightened and expectations skyrocketed, Mike found himself fighting private battles with exhaustion and burnout. He used humor like armor, hiding stress behind laughter, but even the most creative souls need room to breathe. Scott Jones was the opposite energy, calm, methodical, and endlessly stressed by numbers rather than horsepower. He handled the money, the budgets, the timelines, and every expensive mistake that came with building dream machines on television. While others got cheers for show-stopping reveals, Scott carried the pressure of keeping the entire business alive. Fans often noticed the tension in his voice, or the way he held his breath before confronting the crew about overspending or missed deadlines. It wasn't drama for entertainment. It was a real man dealing with real pressure in front of millions. After 3 seasons, Scott knew he needed a quieter life, one without cameras magnifying every stressful moment. When he walked away for good. His exit wasn't dramatic, but it was one of the most respected because he was the unsung backbone of Counting Cars, the guy who kept chaos from eating the shop alive. Kevin Mack brought a different kind of stability, tough, loyal, razor-focused, and always ready to step in when things got too heated. As Danny's cousin and right-hand man, Kevin wasn't just part of the show. He was part of the Count's Kustoms DNA. He kept the crew grounded, kept customers in check, and kept Danny's vision from spinning out of control. But the constant, relentless stress eventually caught up to him in the most terrifying way. In 2020, Kevin suffered a severe stroke that changed everything. Suddenly, the guy who controlled tension with a single look had to fight his own battle to speak, move, and regain basic strength. His disappearance from the show felt sudden, but the truth was heartbreaking. He wasn't stepping away from television. He was fighting for his health, his life, and his future. Ryan Evans, the quiet artistic force behind the most iconic paint jobs in Counting Cars history, carried a different kind of weight. Every car that rolled out of the shop wasn't just a vehicle. It was his canvas. The flames, the fades, the intricate details were all part of Ryan's signature. But maintaining that level of perfection takes a toll that viewers rarely saw. Ryan wasn't loud, dramatic, or looking for screen time. He was steady, focused, and deeply committed to his craft. Over the years, the demanding schedule and constant need for innovation began wearing him down. Fans noticed his energy fading, his appearances becoming fewer, and his focus shifting toward protecting his health and spending more time with family. Then there was Shannon Akow, the motorcycle magician, whose hands could turn steel and rubber into rolling works of art. Unlike others who fed off the spotlight, Shannon lived in the world of details, precision, and patience. But beneath the calm exterior were years of physical strain and long hours that pushed his body far past its limits. In 2019, a sudden, life-threatening heart attack forced everything to stop. The man who breathed life into bikes had to fight to keep his own heart beating. The recovery was long and painful, demanding that he step away from the demands of the shop and the show. Fans felt the loss immediately. His absence left a noticeable hole in the rhythm of Count's Kustoms. Shannon's story became one of perseverance, a reminder that even the strongest craftsmen must pause when life forces them to. Roli Sabo, the Hungarian detailer with the charming accent and infectious smile, became a fan favorite because he brought humor, heart, and pride to a job most people overlooked. He didn't weld frames or paint flames, but he was the last person to touch every car before it rolled out, the final guardian of shine and perfection. His unmatched work ethic and cheerful personality made him irreplaceable. That's why fans were shocked when his screen time began shrinking without explanation. Rumors swirled, but the truth was simple. Sometimes people outgrow the chaos of reality TV, and Rowley chose a calmer path. His departure left fans missing his laughter and lighthearted presence, proving that no job is ever small when someone pours their soul into it. Even the king of the show, Danny the Count Coker, wasn't immune to life's storms. Behind the sunglasses, bandanas, and booming voice was a man carrying decades of highs and lows. From his Detroit upbringing, surrounded by classic cars and gospel music, to his days as Count Cool Rider in Las Vegas, Danny's life was a winding road of reinvention. But leading a massive custom shop, starring in a hit TV show, running a rock band, and managing a brand came with enormous pressure. Lawsuits, employee controversies, and personal challenges pushed him to his limits. There were moments when the empire he built seemed dangerously close to collapsing, but Danny fought through every setback, rebuilding his life the same way he rebuilt cars. Slowly, carefully, and with relentless passion. His struggles remind fans that even legends face breakdowns, and even icons have to repair themselves. Another member whose story often gets overshadowed is Big Dane, Danny's trusted fixer and hands-on muscle behind some of the shop's toughest builds. Dane wasn't always front and center on camera, but behind the scenes, he kept projects moving, solved emergencies, and held the team together when tensions rose. Fans noticed his sudden disappearance and wondered what went wrong. The truth was rooted in burnout and personal priorities. Years of nonstop pressure, long hours, and the mental load of performing for a global audience eventually pushed him to take a step back. His quiet exit became one of the show's biggest mysteries, but those who followed his journey know he chose health and stability over fame. Finally, Robbie Wolf, one of the talented project specialists, brought sharp instincts, leadership, and problem solving that kept many builds from falling apart. His work behind the scenes was crucial, but the intense production schedule eventually conflicted with his personal commitments and his desire to pursue new business opportunities. Robbie didn't leave due to scandal or struggle. He simply evolved past the demands of reality TV. But his exit marked the end of a particular era, one defined by passion, teamwork, and unforgettable chemistry. Each of these 10 stories reveals the same truth. Counting Cars wasn't just a show about resurrecting machines. It was a show about people, real, flawed, passionate people who gave everything they had until life pushed them in a different direction. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the real stories behind the cast and want more behind-the-scenes truths from your favorite shows, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more edutainment breakdowns, and hit that next video on screen. The world of classic cars and forgotten TV legends is bigger than you think, and the next story might just surprise you even more.